Welcome to part 2 of the anxiety video. If you've not watched part 1 of this video, I do a quick introduction to anxiety, and then I promise to share cognitive behavioral therapy or just techniques, okay, that can help you handle and manage your anxiety. So if you haven't watched part 1, somewhere there'll be a cue card here or here, okay, and it will kind of let you know. It will give you a link to the first part of this video. Woo. So let's get started. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Eunice Makimba. I am a life coach, I am a counselor, and I am a mental health enthusiast. I love everything mental health, and that's why this pink Amazon therapy, this tiny little corner on YouTube where I get to share videos, mostly educational content, extremely positive content, and just all around fun. Okay, so karibu sana. If this is your first time, click the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Leave comments, be free, okay? Just be super free. Don't feel kind of and just watch, and don't share as much information. If you have questions, ask them, okay? I also leave links in below on ways to contact me directly, which is helpful because I'm a therapist, like I said, and yeah, to kind of get all of us better and live in this world just super amazingly and super fun, okay? So 6 cognitive behavioral therapies or techniques that can help you handle anxiety. Now, like I said, anxiety has extremely different forms, okay? We talked about PTSD, we talked about phobias, we talked about generalized anxiety disorder, and I don't know if I mentioned also OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, as well. But basically, those are just some of the examples of how anxiety can manifest itself. Now, if you are my client and you're trying to get, yourself started in this healing journey, you will want to be able to know how to handle every day-to-day circumstances, even with your anxiety. Okay, so what do you do when you're feeling anxious? All right. My first thing is breathe. I say relaxation and breathing they're like this, okay? And I don't just mean, just everyday air. I don't also mean, excessive breathing in and out, because that's kind of how a panic attack feels like. It's excessive breathing. It's trying to get your body to relax. And it will need you to breathe in hard, but also breathe out harder. Okay, so it's not really about the count. There are people who say count to 3 and then count to 5, but either way, just as long as how you're breathing in is less strong than how you're breathing out, so you can just let go. Now, the thing for me and breathing exercises is that, one, I know your body needs to physically feel the need to relax. Your body doesn't want to feel anxious, so your body's going to respond to breathing as a directive to the mind that everything is okay. So breathe. Breathing exercises, they begin when maybe me and a client are having a therapy session, and I will explain to them how they can handle their breathing techniques. By first, visualization. Visualization is really important. Visualize what this is that is causing you to be extremely nervous and extremely anxious, okay? And learn to relax even through the thought of whatever this that's causing your anxiety. So the first thing, breathe, okay? The second thing is exposure. Now, like I said, I've handled anxiety for over 15 years. Now, the one is I spent a very long time avoiding my triggers. I just made a conscious effort not to live every day-to-day life. I barely ever got into social situations. I would honestly retreat to myself a lot more, and it just made my anxiety even worse, because what I was communicating to my body was, listen, we don't like this, so it is dangerous, so we are scared of it, okay? So avoiding is not a good response to anxiety. the best way to respond to anxiety is exposure. Now, the thing is that we cannot just go directly into the things that cause us danger to completely have these anxious reactions. And, because your anxiety is real. It's your body and it's your mind telling you, yo, this is scary for us, okay? So, for whatever reason, your body is reacting like this and your mind is reacting like this, but we take exposure therapy slowly, where we start by again visualization of this moment and taking back the power from this moment. Okay, for example, I'll give a really great example. I'm not an amazing, okay, no, you know what, I'm not, scratch that, I'm an amazing public speaker, okay, but for a long time I had not really done this, and this caused me a lot of anxiety. But I ended up doing an amazing program called the Startup Cup. It's an entrepreneurship program for women, and we were doing a presentation, and those things used to make me so anxious. They used to give me the sweats and everything, and I would honestly feel like I was having a full-blown panic attack having to go speak to people in public. Now, this weren't so many people, but they felt like they were more than I was used to. Now, unfortunately, when we were doing our presentation, it wasn't just the people who I shared the class with, it was also all those presenters and all those people who had the authority to say, did you do a good presentation or didn't you do a good presentation? And it was being rated and was scary. So, exposure. The one thing I did was I got comfortable with speaking in front of two people. Let's start with two people. And I stopped giving the power of standing in front of people and giving that control over my circumstance. So exposure therapy is a second way. It's a second technique where you visualize the circumstance that it is, and you also expose yourself in minute forms. Let's say it's social situations that make you anxious. You can make a choice to maybe have a cup of coffee with an old friend. Okay, and then maybe later on you can try being in a party with about 5 individuals, and then you could go to 10, and then you could just slowly get used to it to take back the power from the circumstance. Hence, you're teaching your body and your brain that, listen, this is not actually danger, it's just a circumstance and we can handle it. All right, so the third thing I refer to is the rating system. Okay, the rating system is honestly something that I do on an everyday basis. Okay, as soon as I start feeling anxious about a circumstance, I've got to ask myself, how deep is this? How deep is this? So let's say you want to rate from 1 to 10, you want to rate from A to E, you want just to rate like, okay, is this bad? All right, so the rating system allows you to kind of give, what's this in terms of its danger? Is it like a lion that's coming to attack me and kill me? Or is it, leaving the house? Is it, having coffee with a friend? Is it, standing in front of people who, what's the worst that they can do? Boo you? And most of the times that never actually happens. So how am I rating this? So I'm preparing myself to go either talk in public or, do all this exciting and amazing things. So I've got to rate it. What is this? I'm feeling anxious. Okay, so is this a 1? Is this a 2? Could this be a 3, or could this be a 7? Because maybe my feelings are almost like, a lion is coming to attack me. I'm having the sweats. I am just, I can't breathe. Man. But what am I speaking to my anxiety? I'm telling it, listen, you know what? This is a 2. Okay, so we're going to give this a 2. And yeah, maybe we're going to have to bring the reaction a little bit lower. Yeah, so I know that rating system is fantastic. It's exciting because honestly for me it needs to be there on a daily, day-to-day basis, because we are always going to be met with circumstances that do bring us anxiety. We just need to know what's the best reaction to it. And there are the situations that cause us to be a little bit more anxious than other situations. For different people it's different things. So yeah, you've got to ask yourself, is my life being threatened here? Am I honestly scared for my life? Or Is this, standing in front of 15 people and telling them, about the goodness and the grace of God? It could be, either one, right? So that's the exciting part. Four, that could really help, is a good technique, is journaling. Now, I speak to journaling every single day, and especially right now that we're beginning a new year. Okay, journal. Write down your feelings. Let me tell you the relief that it comes from writing things down. It doesn't have to be in, some insane poetic version, because I've heard sometimes, like a client saying, but I'm not really a writer. I'm like, you don't even have to write anything important. You don't even have to write the right spelling or the right vocabulary for whatever it is that you're writing down. Just write it down. Write it down. How do I feel right now? Okay, I feel like the world is crashing down and it's gonna swallow me and all those things and all those things and all those things. Write it down, okay? And as soon as you write it down, let me tell you, there is an insane feeling that comes from journaling. You feel like you have given your emotions a certain type of destination, and now you can be able to process them, because now you're looking at them and you're like, oh, okay, I feel like the world is crashing down and it wants to swallow me, and this is this what's going on, and then as soon as you can do that, you find yourself releasing the anxiety. So for me, and it has been proven that anxiety can be handled by journaling. So 2021, write your feelings down. This isn't just for anxiety, it's for everything. If you want to process your emotions properly and honestly, and and you want to take better control of your mental health, journal. It doesn't, you don't even have to have some specific cute little diary, though that helps, but just make a choice to journal. Write your feelings down, write your emotions down, okay, and handle them and process them, and be able to just okay, what's this about, before I just go ranting and telling everybody about my feelings and how I feel like the world is crashing. Let me write it down, okay? So we've talked about breathing, we've talked about exposure therapy, we've talked about rating our anxiety, and we've talked about journaling. Physical fitness. Now, when I was talking about the person who inspired this video, I say she was a friend of mine, and she said running really helps her. Running really helps her. My husband is also a guy who actually enjoys running up and down, and it's really helpful in terms of processing all our emotions. Now, the good thing with exercise and anxiety is that if you've had a panic attack, it actually feels like you have come from a really, really exhausting run, even though you just woke up, even though you're just in the middle of a totally mundane task. It does feel like you are handling miles and miles behind you, okay? And you're breathing in and you're trying to gasp for air, and you feel like, what is going on? All right, now, an exposure to exercise does help our bodies. One, already exercise is amazing for your mental health. Mentally fit people are physically fit people, okay? But also, training your brain to be used to this experience allows your body to not have to have this type of response to everyday mundane circumstances, because it knows, okay, this is how I feel when I run, this is how I feel when I lift some weights, this is how I feel when I have done a 30-minute workout from a YouTube video, okay? Whatever it is that makes you get your body running and your blood flowing and your breath up and down and all that whatever it is, do it, yeah, because that exercise is gonna retrain your body to handle anxious situations a little less drastically, okay? And then the last one is kind of cute one, okay? Chewing gum. I know it sounds super weird, but this is what scientists say, okay? We are comfortable when we're eating. Naturally, I guess even when we used to be, back when we were, we weren't even really clothed. We were just, in the wild, living with wild animals and all these types of things. We have equated chewing, eating, to meaning that we're in a safe situation. So sometimes, actually a lot of times, chewing does make us feel extremely comfortable. So if you're going to give that work presentation, if you're going to give, that anxiety inducing conversation, chew. Chew some gum, okay? Chew some gum. It's just gonna trick your body and your mind into thinking, yeah, we're good, we're safe, we can't be eaten if there's a threat around. Okay? So I hope this was really helpful, okay? But at the end of the day, CBT is something that we research together. We go through together and we find what techniques work for you as an individual, what techniques are going to work for your circumstance. So at the end of the day, still call a therapist, talk to somebody, because at the end of the day, we need somebody to talk to, okay? So my link to my access to my virtual therapy sessions and even the direct access to my WhatsApp is down below. So 100% feel free to click on that. Contact me, virtual therapy sessions. Also, if you have questions, if you have comments, leave in the comment section. I'll get back to you. I definitely will. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching this video until the end. I have loads of energy today. So, I am very thankful to God and I'm very grateful to God that, I've been able to keep doing this and keep trying to help people, and I am really excited about the next chapter that God is going to take me to. And this is an affirmation for my 2021. Okay, 2021 is going to be amazing. Don't be scared to say that. Don't be scared to say 2021 is going to be great, because it's going to be great. You're going to make it great, okay? And since for us who have survived 2020, we have made it, and it's almost the end of it. And I know some of you thrived through this year. I also know some of you really have had some difficult struggles, but at the end of the day, we're going to power through, and we're going to handle our lives a lot better. And we just, this thing called life, we're doing it together. So God loves you, I love you too, and at the end of the day, muchos blessings to you. Okay, God bless you. Bye.